Happy Thursday, everybody. It's been a long week. Chris, do we not have you in the spaces today?
Oh, shoot.
You forget to join? That's all good. We got you here. We got you here, though. So that's what's most important.
Here, I'm on the show. Let me find the space. I was building an application real quick.
He was just Emblem building it.
Oh, man.
Which is increasingly exciting. We actually had a bunch of migrations end today. So a few claims periods just wrapped up. I saw Y2K posting about it. I think there's a few other ones as well. So congrats to those teams. We have now 5 ongoing migrations and a few migrations that were set up by some outside parties, maybe the same parties, not really too sure, but nonetheless, we are still grinding here today. So maybe we'll talk about some Emblem build today, making some progress over there. Adam built an entire, I don't even know what you call it, streaming studio, simultaneous streaming studio.
I guess it's like a chat interface. It's like pulling chats from Kick, Twitch, and X at the same time into one interface. By the way, I saw another dude built this, like, bro, Adam ain't gonna win. Let's just put it that way, bro. Another dude built this like amazing one. So he'll probably win, rightly so. But yeah, it just pulls in all the different chat interfaces into one kind of location, which is surprisingly difficult when you pull in X. X just does not want to share its stuff, and certainly not for live streams at all. And I learned, it's interesting because this is what you do when you start building, is like, well, how does it all pull into StreamYard, right? And it's like, oh, StreamYard had an agreement and basically got grandfathered into this thing from like 5 years ago through X. So that's why we can get all the chats just live here on StreamYard and stuff. But new people want to do it, you can't just pull it from like the API. And so yeah, you learn all this stuff kind of building out these apps. And it was interesting. The other interesting thing for me was, man, I struggled for at least a full 24 hours to get the X to work. It was spotty. It kind of would work, kind of wouldn't. And then we got that new Claude update, and pow, first shot, one shot.
With Fable, you've been messing around with Fable?
It was literally, I exported it from build because we didn't have Fable enabled yet. Fable enabled. And yep, it basically told me the solution. Put it back into build, solved. Incredible.
How do you feel now as a vibe coder? You know, you've been working on build for the last month or so. Do you imagine coming into 2026 that you'd be a dev?
It's retarded. I know it's not a dev, right? It's like a million miles away. I think Shannon said something funny. It was like, only thing separates me from you is 16 years of experience. It's like, yeah, exactly. So, you know, I laughed because I've told you guys, my wife was like, I'm a coder now. It's like, oh my God. No, we're not. We can describe what we want, and the AI does it for us, which is amazing. I like you guys too. It's like, got a second win here, man. It's like, I'm totally psyched about this because it's not only our company and building on our company, but it's bringing ideas to life, which are like, have been sitting in my brain for years. And it's like, holy shit, I could do this, man. I could actually pull this off. Whether or not they ever get traction, you know, who knows? But that's the same with every fucking business on earth, you know? So yeah, it's a super exciting time.
Honestly, with every entrepreneur, if you could just cycle through every single idea you've ever had, even if it isn't successful, just the idea of being able to put it in front of you and be like, nah, I actually don't like this anymore. Right? And then just go on to the next. Like serial entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs are serial entrepreneurs because it's just, you just have an unlimited amount of energy or curiosity or motivation. And here you just get to do it in the digital sense and run through all these ideas. I ran through like 5, and I'll share some. I ran through like 5 ideas in the first like few months of trying to build with Claude Code, and then with Codex, and then eventually now with Emblem Build. And you kind of run through all these ideas and you're like, man, I could launch tokens against these, right? I could make them AI enabled. There's like, and you learn so much about like smart contracts and kind of how all the stuff is wired into the back end makes me very excited for the future. And we now have, I think we have like almost 8 or 9 Telegram groups set up with different people who are building different types of apps. I've seen all kinds of different stuff from just simple Bitcoin payment or Bitcoin. I think it's like a Bitcoin faucet, maybe. Saw like somebody building a multi-sig. A few chats got set up today. What did Racket posted something in the chat today? Maybe we'll highlight him. It looked like it was like a game, I think.
Game, yeah.
Is that what it was? A game? Let me see. Let me pull this up. Give him some it's called Game Hub. Here, we'll pull it up. I actually haven't looked at this yet. So Game Hub, I think this is also somebody with literally 0 dev skills. But he has been an early Emblem user. He was in the Tensorium community, actually. So he's been kind of here since the beginning. So let's see. Give it my name.
Look at this, bro.
Yeah, this is cool, right? Curve Fever. So there's a match. So we got games, matches. So there's Curve Fever. It looks like it's different types of games. So Curve Fever, Chess Blitz, Poker Royale, and Tower Defense. We'll play the game. There's different matches. I wonder if it's like AI generated or something like that. Let's see. So you go to create a match, Curve Fever. Looks like there's other games. So you have to play some money. I wonder if this is...
yeah, he said it was USDC, I think.
Oh, is it USDC? I don't know if I have USDC.
I think that's what he said.
This might just be like demo mode or something. Let's see. So it's a prize pool. This is a gambling game. So platform fee 5%. Invite players. Click to ready up. Let's see. I don't think I have USDC in this wallet. I'll have to send it over.
It's kind of interesting for anybody thinking about playing like or building out small games like this. It's incredible the traction you can get if you hit with one of these things. Chris sent one yesterday. I think it was like a kind of reminded me of like Excite Bike back in the day, you know, for Nintendo. But it was like you were doing, I don't know, stock charts, right? You were riding your Excite Bike up and down stock charts, stuff like that. And I was actually talking to one of the Doge guys yesterday, and some guy built on Doge this little, like literally just like retro Atari style games, like literally pixel games. He said the dude had like 2,000-3,000 daily active users on those things, and people sending him tips in Doge, because you know the Doge community is super active with tipping and stuff. And you know, this is the type of thing people are looking for stuff to do. You integrate a little bit of crypto into something like this, they can absolutely go crazy. I mean, just look at the past 2 years. Any kind of like game, SocialFi game, these games with like a crypto layer work. If you can pull it off.
Yeah, it looks like here it needs another player, so I don't think we'll be able to play it. But you can see up here in the top right, there's 2 minutes. There's a prize pool. This is 1 out of 4 players. At the bottom, it says it needs at least 2 players to play. So whatever Curve Fever is, I'm assuming is the competition, and you're betting USDC to play. And there's even like a lobby.
Wait, put the link in the put the link in the Discord. I'll jump in with you. We'll play.
Just take a moment and just realize that nothing's ever been possible for all of human history. Even he launched it. He put it in the chat today. Maybe he made $1 from fees or something like that. I'm not sure on the fee structure. But if he made $1, he's made more than 99.99% of the entire world online ever. Like that's the first step, right? And he just had an idea and he built it in a day. Like that's crazy. He's so far ahead. How powerful these tools are and like what they're going to enable, and really kind of shoehorning the crypto app era, as I'm kind of calling it. I mean, it is so clear to me that this is one of the next biggest things. Not only is it extremely lucrative, people can come in and build crypto apps built on crypto rails that supercharge regular apps because they're permissionless and you can take fees right off the top. You don't have to be, you don't have to succumb to the Apple App Store, but it's fun to do. So building in itself is fun to do. It's an activity in itself. So it's fun and you can make money, and I think it's going to catch on pretty bigly.
It's funny. I'm not seeing you, Jake. I just made one myself.
Let me see. Let me leave this one and see. So cancel lobby. Okay, let's see if
it might be the go to games.
Let me see. I'm gonna see if I did get my USDC back, so that's good.
Oh, you did?
Let's go.
Yeah, matches
Adam,
maybe.
Adam, don't throw shade on the vibe coders, man, because we were calling token launchers devs for the last 2 years. So this is a massive evolution.
No, I agree. Yeah, you are more of a dev than a somebody launching a pump fund token. That's for sure. I think maybe the matching's not working right, or maybe you have to have. Maybe I don't have USDC in my wallet. That might be the main.
Maybe. Let's see. I'll create another one and we'll see. So $1.
I'm gonna
max
swap
2
for some
players.
USDC. Hold on.
I'll create the match. Let's see. Click and ready up. Okay. Open Phantom and pay. Let's see. We're gonna make this work in.
I'm
swapping on
Sol. USDC.
And I had to swap for some too.
All right.
So you got 3 minutes to see if it pops up or not.
All right. Let's see. So if I go to games, I'm gonna leave my lobby. Let's see. Curve Fever. You're in Curve Fever, right?
Yeah. Do you see or matches maybe? See if it's connected or not.
No, I don't see a match. It says no.
Nah.
So yeah, it's got a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah.
Shit's not easy, bro. It's not easy.
Well, I created a Migrate Fund analytics dashboard. The information is still, I think some of the stuff is off. We actually did the numbers the other day. 33,000 unique wallets have deposited or claimed on Migrate Fund. Pretty insane. I ended up doing some TVL. Basically, how I created this is I purposely didn't use any of our own endpoints because I just wanted to see what I could do. And I had it basically build APIs that were on-chain scrapers looking for different types of transactions to calculate all of this information. So that our TVL is actually, if you take like the actual spot TVL, it's like around 50,000 SOL has been migrated, 200 ETH, 470,000 USDC or USD1, and we'll get our first USDC with Myro. And then for project tokens, it's around 2.5 million. Those are the tokens that are in the liquidity pools of the projects that we migrated, which is pretty wild. There's like a chart that you can add to this. It was kind of a fun experiment. Some other interesting pieces of information. I think this number is off a little bit, but the average team claim was around 28%. It did calculate some zeros in here though. 50% of projects have migrated to Pump. The migration flows. I think it's like 63% have migrated away from Raydium being number one. These are actually some impressive stats. The average migration participation in the early window is 64%. And the average claim is 72%, which is pretty good. So you're saying the majority, and this is from of the migrations that have over 50% participation is 77%. And of the migrations that have over a 50% claim is 88%. So really almost all of them. My favorite part was the screener, just to kind of look at the ecosystem to be able to see who's crushing it and who's not. Emblem's not even number one, right? Bobo, you had a crazy run. Pay AI, Rain, Emblem, Memecoin, Link, Myro, Michi, Brew, Zira, San, GG, all over $1 million market cap. Pretty good.
It's like, we've done so many. I can't even remember half the teams. It's incredible, dude. What an incredible.
It's been like almost a year, boys. It's almost been a year of migration.
Almost. Yeah, almost. So it's been fun. It's been fun creating, building stuff. Chris, when are we going to see your first app pushed out? I know you've been cooking over there for some weeks.
Bro, I have like 10, obviously.
Bro, you got to get him across the finish line, bro. That's the hard part.
All right. There's a time and a place for him. I think the first one, me and Adam, I built it. And I said, hey, Adam, check this out. He said, whoa, I was going to build that same exact.
You can go back. I literally have it like 3/4 built.
Right? So great mind.
Tell them what it is. We should say.
No.
You're going to hold it in the
secrets.
No. It's hitting the timeline and that's it. It's in the timeline from Adam's account and that's it. It's useful. It's funny. It's cool. It can be big. It can be small. It can literally no one can use it. But the point of all this is showing what number one, what Emblem Build can do. Number two, bringing some creativity to the crypto space, because even when we started a month ago building on Emblem Build, we were like, build dashboards, like woo, like build a trading bot, woo. And it's like, that's not exciting. People want consumer applications. They want different types of feels. Think of like the transition from a PC application, a PC game, to a mobile game. It was a completely different experience. And how do we make that experience and that transformation from a mobile game, and we supercharge it with crypto and add maybe like NFTs and tangible, valuable items that are in game, where you don't have to be worried about getting in the App Store because you have mainstream global distribution on chain already, and you can go straight into the Solana Seeker or things of that nature. But yeah, some cool apps coming. I have literally some sick ass ideas, but I think the biggest parallel right now from where crypto is in its app era is actually back in the mobile app era, because it's seeing a huge renaissance in the mobile app era ever since AI came about. There was like a ton of stagnation. There was a ton of gatekeeping in the App Store, but people kind of figured out that it was all like about virality and getting in. So now you have a bunch of growth hackers coming in, rebuilding already popular apps within the App Store, but getting better distribution on them. Some of these kids are making $40,000, $50,000 a month from one single app, and they're just recreating what's already existed. What happens when they realize that you can remaster all of those apps on better rails to more global people that aren't just stuck through browsing in the App Store? So I'm pretty confident that the direction that this is going is the crypto consumer application era. You just saw 5 people here on stage and in our Telegram that are building consumer crypto applications that never built a consumer crypto application before. And the fact that building in itself is fun and like an experience, and you like it's rewarding and fulfilling because you're truly building something tangible, whether it takes off or not, and you can take so many shots on goal. Obviously, I'm pretty excited about where this is going, so I'll stop there.
Me too, man. Me too. I've used it to build things non-crypto as well. Things like a TweetDeck, a Tweet Studio for the Emblem account, testing that out for the Migrate account. Built obviously dashboards and such. We built the on-chain game, and Adam built literally something for streaming. So it's not even just that. What other features are coming to Emblem Build, Mr. Product Man? What type of things do you think it needs as we've been now engaging with people who've been building things that obviously now we've been testing it and using it pretty consistently for about a month, at least internally? How do we separate ourselves from the rest of competition?
So there's different build platforms out there, and a lot of them are just kind of in blank space. They're just existing with no users, no one building anything, no direction. They just supposedly allow users to build things, but nobody's using it because they don't have the full package. They don't have something that they specialize in. They're just too generalized. And so Emblem is a startup in itself. We're doing this. We're building a company. And so obviously we have so much that we've learned from building our own company. And what Emblem Build is turning into, it's not an incubator more than it is just a guide of how to build a company. So we're going to put what we're kind of like framing as like a startup in a box. Emblem Vault, it's a startup in a vault. Okay. And you can have everything from idea generation straight into the build process, straight into the product or the marketing and distribution phase, and then straight into monetization or an app store application or things of that nature.
Or
and
tokenizing it. Tokenizing.
Well, obviously that's I don't want to leak anything there, but it's everything that you need to build a crypto app or any type of app in 10 minutes. You can go from a super sleek like idea generator to a one-click build this platform for me. It builds the platform or the product for you. You maybe make a few edits, you push it live, and then boom, it generates the content, your beginning stage content, your launch videos, sets up your content scheduler, and pushes out all of your distribution. So you can go from idea to a full working product, and not getting 10 minutes flat with Emblem Build. And I mean, just even saying that, it sounds like it's fake. And I mean, all this stuff is real. You can get your first views within 10 minutes of building your first platform. And that is one of the craziest things that I have ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, look, for smooth brains like me, it takes a hell lot more than 10 minutes. But the reality is that if you're willing to work on it for a while, and by a while I mean a couple of days, I almost feel like there's nothing you can't like just think about how ridiculous that sounds for me to even say that, right? Most businesses I've built have taken years to fucking build, right? Before we even knew if we had a business, you know? This is really, it's just fucking incredible. And yeah, I just think the ability to launch crypto apps, man. Jesus, can you even imagine? Just think about prior to AI, how many crypto apps launched? Like it was just this pitter pattering, shitty DeFi, nothing, no fun. Like literally, like OpenSea was like the funnest fuck, dude. What the fuck? That was
That's why NFTs went off.
Literally just like a NFT marketplace was the funnest app. And then Pump One was obviously the most fun, right? But even that, dude, it's like you think about it. I don't even know that all the different SocialFi apps that started, like those are getting there. But dude, nobody's done like a fun fantasy football app yet in crypto. I mean, I know there are a couple teams pushing on fantasy football, but dude, for the upcoming NFL season, where's that app going to be? There is a wide open field to grab that entire fucking space. You know, it's just like, are you going to do it, dude? It's just, there's no excuse now. If you really want to do it, there really is no excuse for not doing it. While before, like if you really wanted to build a fantasy football app on crypto rails, like you would have had to have a couple $100,000 in the bank because you would have had to have devs and teams and all that shit. But you don't now. And I just think that's fucking unreal. It's incredible. So let's go, man. I'm ready. Let's end the show right now, Jake. Let's go.
I'm ready to build.
Let's go back to the fucking
we should do a live building session. I mean, maybe I'm sure we'll do some over the upcoming weeks, but I mean, it is just so fun to see. You can see some of the live stream or some of the recaps that I posted. I mean, the point isn't to one shot these apps. I'm just saying that it can one shot some of these apps to the point where what I like to do is I like to get a finished product, or not a finished, but a product that's tangible, and then re-edit it the way that I like it. I just like to see that kind of progress. So we have many discussions internally, but the point is that everybody builds differently. And so having the versatility and like the freestyle arc inside of the Emblem build platform is super important.
We have had a few of the builders ask about launching tokens against their apps, which I think is pretty interesting. This is what the whole banker kind of thesis is fuck Y Combinator, come fund yourself here. I think something like that on Solana probably has significantly more upside because launch pads are much larger. The volume, 1 or 2 orders of magnitude larger on Solana than it is on Base. The only issue is you have to compete against Pump, who has currently 99.5% of launchpad volume, which is fucking insane. That's crazy. You don't ever see that number anywhere in tech. Usually gets up to like, I think like Google even at one point was at like 90%, like search engine.
You get it when there is a full dominance, but usually early in a cycle. Not like, I mean, we have had so many try to take shots at it. That's the incredible thing.
Yeah, it's one of the power law fails. The power law always exists, but not in Pump's case somehow. Crazy.
To me, that it says one of two things, which is either the sector of launchpads is not as large as everyone initially anticipated, or it's prime for a competitor to come in and take some market share because people are going to get bored of it and people want something new, especially in crypto. Everyone, especially on Solana, people like shiny stuff on Solana more specifically. So it's probably one of those two. Who knows? Maybe we're the one. Maybe we get to come in and compete. While it'd be funny competing with them while also migrating projects to them.
That will not stop.
That will not stop. Yeah.
Unlimited migrations.
I don't think it's so funny to compete at this stage of the crypto markets. There's 12 teams left. We're one of them. Like nobody is here. Nobody's competing for anything. Everybody is surviving at best. And the industry is just so new. Like, you know, if Pump Fund is mostly focused on meme coins, then something probably like us would be more focused on actual real products and businesses and kind of like more of like an ICO type of meta. But who knows? We'll see if it comes to fruition. Could be, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't see anybody stealing Pump's meme coin thunder. Impossible.
It's funny because they tried to shy away from it so many times, right? They had the whole thesis drawn out. They did the hackathon for non-meme coins. ultimately all the meme coins want to migrate to Pump, right? And I mean, we're getting even like we're migrating some of the OG ones, but the interest from the OG ones are starting to increase because we're starting to have even more introductory conversations with some pretty large ones. Honestly, they're a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Everybody's curious. They see, wait, I can make $2 million overnight. I can make $1 million overnight. I can fund the treasury with 7 figures overnight. I don't know. Seems to be a pretty attractive option. The inbound has been pretty solid.
Yeah, Mumu actually had a really good launch. They ended up with like 33% migrated, which is generally around the standard we've seen for the OG coins. I think Bobo ended up at like 41. I think Michi was around like 37. They ended around 33, which is pretty good. They said that they ended up, I didn't know this, but Mumu airdropped 20% of their supply to a bunch of the Solana NFT communities. And when I was talking to the dev, he was telling me that when they did that airdrop, all of those holders held for 80% held for over 6 months before actually selling anything. And the majority of those never sold anything. So we were just talking about like targeted airdrops and things like that. And I was talking with them about something that we're going to be launching pretty soon. They liked the idea. And that's kind of how we got into that conversation.
There's some massively fire things on the horizon for probably some of our biggest integrations ever coming up and biggest releases ever coming up. So emblem season, possibly.
2.0.
I think so. I mean, the infrastructure is pretty much there at this point. It's now just mostly features. Although Migrate Fund, I could see it stagnating for a little bit. And then once it goes cross-chain, when something like Pump Fund lands on base, like that's going to be a whole another era.
You're going to see it. You're going to see one of these massive projects migrate. There's 10 or 15, 20 massive coins, meme coins with millions of dollars. You're going to see 1 or 2 or 3 of them migrate, and it's going to set off a frenzy. You can coin that. That's definitely going to happen.
Bro, it's like, dude, when's fucking, I don't know, when's Mog going to move for fucking Pepe, right? It'll work up to these big, obviously the big teams, big money. You're scared to like upset the apple cart. But as Chris said, it's like the carrot there is so fucking massive that there are very few people I've had a conversation with a couple of people where like, they're like, oh, well, that guy's so rich. He would never, $1 million is nothing to him. And I'm like, a
lot of rich people.
I don't believe that.
A lot to everyone. I don't know a person that doesn't like $1 million.
And it's not even the money necessarily. It's the renewed attention. It's the new attention on the timeline. Sure, there'll be a lot of pushback on the timeline, but there always is. And that helps actually drive the attention flywheel. So yeah, I think it's only going to ramp, honestly, as bigger and bigger projects come in and do it. And then it becomes okay to do it. And then it's game on. Then it's just everybody's going to want to move.
Still the only migration platform in the market 1 year later. We heard of many coming to market. I have not seen a single one hit the books. But I mean, you think of these deployers, these serial deployers, they hit one big runner. We've never talked to the WIF team, to my knowledge, so I'll use them as an example. I don't know how much money the WIF dev is making a day. Maybe he's making 1,000. I don't know. But what is that, like 360K for the year? That's probably dwindling day by day. If he can make 700,000 plus still have the same liquidity on the other side and have a relaunch and have 500, 700K, these are rough numbers. I've never done the math.
Yep.
So you going to do that? I mean, I think he's a young guy. I think he's probably going to do
10% of the supply or something.
Yeah, plus the additional supply, plus he gets creator fees on the other side as well. So he's still going to get that same 1,000 or whatever. Yeah, man, I'm thinking that many of them are going to see the light and probably do that. So never talk to the WIF team, never talk to the WIF dev. But as an example, I think there's 50 or so people that are in that position that have the opportunity to make $500,000 overnight. And I think many of them are going to make the choice to do so.
When the Slurf team did their own migration, I think they netted themselves like $8 million or something like that. Obviously, they had to pay like 7 mil of it back. So I think they ended up making like $1 million for their team. On Solana, I think all roads lead to BOEM. That's actually the largest on-chain liquidity pool left. We did the math. I did the math like, I think it was like a month or two ago. And it would leave dark farms with like $4 million after a relaunch to like 100 mil or whatever it was at.
Starving artists no more. Dark farms, we love you. We'll be in touch.
Getting there. I mean, some of the migrations that we're talking to have listings on like Coinbase and Robinhood and some of these other ones. So I think really once you nail down all the exchanges, it's pretty much a clear path for all of them. Like at that point, it's like, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. It's disrupting the status quo, I suppose. But I don't know, creator fees on 100,000 a day. It's kind of nice, right?
Well, I mean, the status quo too is like your project's invisible, right? There's no motion. Nobody wants that. Honestly, even the long-term holders, nobody wants a flatlined coin. They'll take some down if there's the potential for up, you know? And so I think a lot of teams have realized that. It's like, what are we doing here? Are we just going to keep riding this nothing burger forever? That makes no sense, right? Better to thin out the liquidity, give it the opportunity, the chance to run. And then they got this huge war chest. I mean, huge, where they can make that shit run if they want to, you know? So I don't know. There are just so many attractive things about it.
I mean, and I didn't make this synergy before, but I'm thinking about it here now. We had the NFT season, big communities, 10,000 people, more like 2,000 people with 10,000 NFTs, I guess. But the dream was to have games focused on your NFTs, to have applications focused on your NFTs, to have different types of products that were focused on those communities. Now you have meme coins, which are more thousands of people with the same mission. And so Migrate Fund, we're giving these teams an opportunity to relaunch, to have a fresh start, a fresh chart, have more money in the bank. And then we have Emblem Build, which gives them the opportunity to bring all of those applications that they ever dreamt of to life in a few clicks. And so not only do you have a chance at a full relaunch, you have the opportunity to bring all of those ideas to the market that you had before that were not possible. We talked with the Myro team last week. He spent $100,000 on an app that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The app doesn't exist. He can spend $40 a month and bring it to on Emblem Build, and he can have it tomorrow. He can have the app built tomorrow. So I think that the dynamics in the market are changing. I think for real teams, real builders, and real kind of pioneers that are actually trying to build out the vision and not just talk about building out a vision, I think that this is the best time to ever do it. And there's no one that's more equipped to bring that vision to life than Emblem Vault.
I remember in 2017 to 2020 when I had tried to build our first app called Chameleon. It was a ticket verification app. And we had a bunch of traction, and we were working with like Frontgate Tickets, which is like who does wristbands for EDC and stuff. Our issue was actually with the developer. We had to outsource the development to a Tennessee firm who we found out later outsourced that to an overseas development. And it was like, and we were paying them, I think I ended up losing like 40 or 50K on the whole kind of experience. I think we paid them like 20, 30 grand to build the app, but then it would break. And then we'd have to relay the issues to the Tennessee team, who'd have to relay to the other person. So it would take like 24 hours to turn around. And ultimately we ended up having like a few thousand users before we decided to shut it down because it was just too unbearable. And it just ended up being too expensive. There were so many times through that I was like, man, I wish I just knew how to code and I could just do the shit right here and do it on my own. And now I actually can't. I could just go there and figure it out. But the best part is that it's English or whatever your native language is. Like I think because Emblem Build uses Claude, but there's other models. They all have hundreds of languages all built in that you can convert it to whatever your natural language is. And so that I think is actually like the big unlock is that you don't have to know whatever the backend scripting language is. All you need to know is your native language in a conversation.
And, you know, I think that's one of the coolest parts about building products and things of that nature. Like, I can't imagine how Shannon feels, but it's nuts to see like the distribution. And you see someone in like Czech Republic, or you see someone in like Denmark or whatever, and just all over the world, there's these little flags of community members just building out products. And I mean, a global industry, it's just, you know, sometimes it gets away from you how truly global it actually is.
It does seem that all the people who are building, I think there's only one that's actually from the US. I think everyone else is actually from Asia. It seems like that are building, right? It's a dream. There was somebody who we were talking with today who said that they were on like their last leg of capital and money, and they're tired of working a dead end job, and they want our help to basically build this thing. And it's like some sort of game app or something like that. And they were actually using Emblem Build V1 still. And I was like, bro, we got to get you on V2. What are you doing here?
Refresh the page, bro.
What are you doing here? The crazy part is he built the whole entire thing on an iPhone 14.
It's incredible.
It's not even a desktop. So now he's on V2 with just a phone. That just shows like the type of
Love that. It's hustle.
Yeah, type of hustle, but it's just people are recognizing, oh, I can build an app, even if it generates $1,000 in a month. Like for people who are, in emerging markets, that's literally like a monthly wage, right? That's like something you can survive on. That pays your housing costs plus food and maybe a few other things.
Yep.
I mean, look at like the Y2K dev who built Shills. He literally quit his job just to work on Shills. That's making him like, I don't know, I think it's like a few grand a month or whatever. But he built that whole thing also in Claude Code. He didn't use Build, but he's using Claude Code. And now he's going on and building it out and pursuing the dreams. I think that's something that everybody wants, or at least most people.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we lose perspective all the time about what the rest of the world is working with and has access to, right? I mean, we're fucking spoiled, but still, it is. I mean, there is no better opportunity for a lot of these people, man. It's like, yeah, if I don't think there's a better opportunity for us, I definitely don't think there's a better opportunity for them, so fucking come on, man. Shit, hit me up, man. If you don't have a fucking, I'm literally DMing with a guy right now, and I'm like, bro, just tell me your Vault ID. I'll get you a premium account. Let's fucking go, dude.
Let's go.
That's what I said. I've been passing those motherfuckers out.
Hell yeah.
I think you get in this mindset of thinking too big, and sometimes it's better to think small. Think of that motorbike stonk rider game. Got 1 million impressions last night. Spend a week, you could build that, no problem. You don't need to build the next Apple computers overnight, but you can start with like a Apple app, right? Apple App Store app. And if you can make $1,000 online, you could probably make 5,000, so this seems like we're going to look back in this 2026 era in 5 years and be like, holy shit, that was the easiest time to get rich ever.
No, there will be crypto apps, which are like the beer drinking apps of 2010.
Don't give the sauce away. Don't give the sauce
literally
away.
That somebody makes $1 million on, right?
Yeah.
There will be. No doubt. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I've said this on our show. Chris and I have a mutual friend that we went to college with. When he was in high school in 2010, I think it was 2000, maybe it was 2009. It was the first ever Apple App Store. So I think that was like iPhone 2. He built an app while he was in high school called 69 Sex Positions. And he sold it for $5 per, 12 million downloads. He was a millionaire while he was still in high school. And he was like, what do I do? Now he has a pretty successful app also called Solo.2. It's like a Linktree competitor. Check it out. But that's kind of that's what you're saying. Like that's the era that we're in. It's
crypto app era. I mean, don't think big, think small. Think how can we take something that's already working and improve it with crypto? Not just shove crypto in it for the fun of it, but improve it with crypto. And I can think of 1 million things, man.
Beer drinking apps. Did you guys see earlier this week, FOMO was the founder of FOMO was on I think it was like Rasmus show or somebody's show. He said that they had 6,000 users, and then the whole fucking timeline went crazy. Like, you don't have 600,000 users, and then he had to basically come out and be like, "That's all-time users,
all-time wallets connected to the website.
Literally
all-time people that have ever said the word FOMO.
Everybody who's visited the website. Okay, I get it, bro. I get it. How many daily actives? Well, you got like 1,000. Okay,
but I used FOMO app in the chat the other day when I was talking about Emblem Build, and I said. Look at what it is at its core. It's a wallet tracker app that added social features and put a consumer-facing UI onto it. They didn't invent anything. I'm not discrediting them. I'm giving them praise that they didn't invent anything. They used crypto for what it's good at, a transparent public ledger, and they found a way to wrap social features and a nice consumer UI on it, and they're making millions of dollars. They never invented anything. And you can build FOMO app with Emblem Build today. You don't need to reinvent anything. You just need to take an idea that works, or take one of the powerful features of crypto that makes it unique, the permissionless, the global nature of it, the tangible, fungible or non-fungible assets. You can so many different ways ingrain them into applications that can separate it from anything that can ever be built in the App Store. And so take the existing crypto markets and find a way to consumeritize that application, and you can make millions of dollars.
Yep. Completely on the nose there. I saw that they also just released perps today, right? So they're just taking the next level to social features, which
That's
is
a banger. They're gonna make millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, insane.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You know who did that? That was BitMEX that did social perps. They were the first one to do it. They did slash position in the chat. They had the troll box. You could slash position anyone. If someone was just trolling you, just slash position, show them a $10 million position. It was over. You could trail those positions.
Hey, what? Tell me about that. I don't know what that is.
Dude, BitMEX was the shit. They also had the leaderboard as well.
But tell me about that feature.
Or Bitfinex, right?
No, this is BitMEX. This is BitMEX.
Oh, BitMEX.
Yeah, they had the troll box, which they became famous for. It was a chat box in the bottom right corner, and it was just all shit talk. It was all trading positions, high level leverage perps. And what you can do is you can throw your position in the chat. It would be you couldn't edit it, so you could just go slash position. It would show all your positions. I'm long BTC, $12 million or whatever, and so you can just like clown on anyone. But those were social features, and you can trail the top traders on the leaderboard. So what they did, they just packaged that in a consumer application, made available in the App Store, and they're making millions of dollars.
And then they liquidated all their users.
Well, BitMEX is still doing that today, I think. I think Arthur's still at it.
Exactly.
BitMEX had the infamous whipsaw candle where it literally would wipe longs and shorts in like literally 1 5-minute candle or 1 minute candle. And we're like, what the fuck?
So awesome.
Oh man, good times. Bitfinex was also good with it. Bitfinex was like the breakout exchange for the leaderboard for like size traders, but they also added, at least they're the first that I know where they had success with the referral code. That's where everyone was making a fuck ton of money. I think Path, if everyone knows like OG Path, I think there was a post I saw where he was making like $100 grand a month just off of people using like his referral code. So you'd like get whales in.
Who was the other one? Crypto. What's his name? One of those guys. One of those YouTubers. I forget what his name is.
The OG ones.
Yeah, one of these OG. I mean, he's still 25 years old, but whatever. He was one of those guys. And yeah, it's like deca millions of dollars in just referral fees. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, Bitfinex really came to market as like the premium exchange. A ton of Asian money, but you had to have a $10,000 deposit to make an account. So you know how people deal with like exclusivity, and they were the first ones to do it. You had to deposit 10K to open an account, and it was insane. Those are
the strategy for us is because we know a lot about history, crypto history. We just look back for the stuff that didn't quite work previous cycles or worked, but bring it to a new, bring it to a new audience, mobile, and just remake something.
This is what Shannon says that he does with his coding, is that he'll take like old concepts that were somewhat popular and then mix it with like modern day and then come out with whatever we have. That was like the idea with the initial state machines that we were going to use for AI trading and like some of these other types of ideas. But I mean, it makes sense. Like how often, I mean, we've used this example all the time. Usually like what's popular 2 crypto cycles before is usually what ends up becoming like the mainstream thing. Like last cycle, it was meme coins. Meme coins started in like 2013-ish, right? And like the first altcoins. Before that was NFTs. NFTs started in 2011, right? So it was like, I guess you'd kind of look back and see what was popular in 2017. ICOs are popular again, right?
Yeah.
Like,
fuck, holy shit. We're ready, bro. We're fucking ready. We've already built it, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. We're ready, bro. It's ICOs 2.0. We're built for this shit, man. That's crazy. Perfect. The way you said, that's perfect, dude. We're here, man.
It's usually is. And then the previous things that broke out, they're just now accepted as like part of the industry, right? Like NFTs are just accepted as part, meme coins are just part of it. In 2011, it was altcoins. Everyone hated altcoins. Now they're literally the industry. Like obviously Bitcoin's still half the market, but if there were no altcoins, crypto would not be kind of where it is today. right? You have smart contracts, right, with Ethereum. Once those blew up in 2017, that became a standard. We're just going down the long tail of acceptance, pretty much. But I mean, it makes sense. We're moving into like the institutional era. ICOs. One of my predictions, which maybe has a chance, depends on if Clarity passes or not, was that one of the traditional brokerages is going to host an ICO for the first time. I think we still need Clarity for that to pack. But once that shit goes through, Fidelity and all these ones are going to do their own ICOs, and all the boomers are going to make it feel like they created the idea, even though right, they're going to make it like it was their idea the whole time. I did an ICO on Ameritrade. This is crazy, right? And they're going to present it to all of their stockholders or stock friends that it's like a brand new concept. And you're like, we've been doing this shit on chain for like 10 years.
It's so wild. I saw a news article the other day about and this was an idea I had literally in like 2017. The way I thought ICOs could be used, which is basically for like sport phenoms who are like 13, 14 years old. You basically do an ICO for them. Everybody owns a percentage of their future earnings, right? And then if he goes to the NBA or whatever, fantastic. Everybody gets rich, right? Had that idea in like 2017, 2018. I was like, this is the way it's going to happen. It turns out that there's actually like sports agencies who do that now. Have you seen this? And I guess there was one recently. It was like this baseball player who they had given, it was literally like $2 million when he was 17 years old to sign one of these contracts. And they earn 10% of all future revenue. And he had just signed like, I don't know, a $400 million, deal. And he was trying to get out of paying these guys, but it was like, no dice, man, no dice, but it's funny how these ideas kind of come around again. And bro, who's better positioned for ICOs 2.0 than us, man? Right here, man. This is amazing.
It's perfect. Yeah. Social tokens. I really hope those come back. When Chris and I had first started hanging out in 2021, I was obsessed with social tokens. I was going to launch my own. I still think that's kind of the right idea. I think we're just too early. Maybe like the iPad kids, Gen Alpha, are the ones who end up like taking that across the finish line.
Well, we've seen it when it has no tie-in to anything and it's simply social. They all die. If you can get like a real tie-in where there's like a real tie-in to it, that's a different story. And maybe the tie-in is that the revenue has to come in, through crypto rails, and therefore it's automatically tied in. Maybe that's the unlock. I don't know.
Did you guys see that Solana is the sponsor for the World Series of Poker, and that anybody who wins a cash payout can take it? I don't know if it was in USDC on Solana or Solana itself. I thought that was such a smart idea. I don't know specifically, but I had a few friends who were down there.
I thought that they could have found a better sponsorship, but I thought it was random. I don't know.
I thought just the idea was cool because poker, right, was it's still kind of on the outside from, regulatory, restrictions. Do you think this would also work well with like the weed industry, right, and like the adult entertainment industry and such? But that was cool, right? It's like instant settlement instead of waiting for the bank to process. If you're like in the final table, right, the bank's going to take a week or two, maybe even a month to process $1 million plus. But if you take it on Solana, they literally send that shit to you instantly.
Wow.
Facts.
I was like, damn, that makes sense. Knowing the poker players will then just turn around and spend it immediately.
There's a big crossover from early Bitcoiners to poker players. Just
for sure.
That exact instant. So much dark pool money. So many poker sites were notorious for closing down and just being completely offshore, where the only way that you can access them is through something like Bitcoin, just because traditional finance rails wouldn't service them. So that was one of crypto's earliest use cases that actually really did help people.
There's a guy out here in Vegas that I had met up with last cycle. He actually owns the domain wallstreetbets.com. He was an early poker player and in 2014 got into Bitcoin after, I think it's called Black Monday, right? Is that when they shut down all the poker stuff?
Yeah, full tilt.
This guy is worth like deca millions and has like a massive, probably one of the biggest houses I've ever been in, out in Vegas. And it was literally just from getting into Bitcoin early in 2014 and then using that to then take his poker skills and apply it to ICO gambling. essentially, and getting in the right one, right? The founder of Layer Zero is like a former poker player, and he talks about that all the time. There's a bunch of VCs as well that are like former poker players. Although the VCs are more like hedge funds now than they are actually VCs in crypto, at least.
Yeah, I just think industry is in a tough spot. Sentiment is pretty bad. Most people are washed out. Most companies are washed out. But pioneering, literally, as memey as it is, the future of finance isn't going anywhere. And literally building a new financial system for the entire world is not changing. It's already here, and you can build applications around it in days. And that's probably the most exciting thing that I can think of. So, every day is a new adventure for us over here.
I got to say, on the mark, and like speaking on the market, I did say last week that I thought 60K was the bottom, or 59K, and then he came in, almost retested it. From what I'm seeing in the market, it looks like war is now bullish, because like Bitcoin's at 60, almost at 64K now at the point time of this conversation, retesting local highs, and Trump just went and just basically bombed Iran for the last 2 days. And so, Iran basically came out and shut down the Strait of Hormuz, and crypto doesn't really care. So to me, it seems like the sentiment's flipped already, and that people are now just not considering the war. It's now background music. And crypto always does that because crypto front runs everything. It's always first to sell off. It's always first to decouple, and it's first to pump, right? And that's obviously the first to sell, which is what makes selling the top so hard, because there's really no other indicators outside of social indicators, right? That's why everyone always says this is a bottom signal or this is the top signal, but there's no other like market indicators to know outside of maybe your coin being up 50,000% in a month. But to me, it seems like the bottom is in. Maybe retest it again, and it maybe goes lower a few months from now, or finds the bottom. But war is now bullish, at least from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I have no idea. Zero clue. The sentiment is everywhere. I know that certainly the market could go, the general stock market could go much lower.
Hasn't gone anywhere. It
could go up or down, sideways. Nobody knows, right? That's the classic.
Yeah. It can definitely go lower. The other thing is
literally I have no idea. Just don't get totally out of crypto.
War is usually pretty bullish because it's very expensive, and that causes a bunch of money printing.
Money printers, man.
I think the biggest thing is the SpaceX IPO. Get through that. I mean, it's going to take a fuck ton of money. Are you going
to trade perps on it, bro?
I'm not going anywhere near that thing.
No, but this is the thing. That's the general sentiment. The general sentiment.
People taking out loans to buy
a mile away. That makes me want to go
out loans to buy it. People are taking out loans to buy this SpaceX IPO.
Oh, really? Who do you know is doing that?
They just released this new product that you can get margin on the IPO. It's insane. Yeah, I don't know. But the only thing that I would say that why it might be somewhat bullish is that you still have like the two other biggest IPOs that have ever happened coming up with Anthropic and OpenAI at trillions of dollars. So can they just nerf the market and nerf them as I don't know. It would be pointless, right? But I guess the only thing that is a guarantee, it's not a guarantee, but history says that the world's biggest IPOs always happen at the top. So whether that's today or 6 months or a year, it never fails because you don't go public at the bottom. You go public when everything in your company is going well, and you're looking for the buyers of last resort. So
they're definitely changing all kinds of rules for the SpaceX IPO, which is pretty wild. I get it. Everyone likes Elon. The thing I saw somebody post a thread about this yesterday. And like the reason why Elon can get away with overvaluing his SpaceX by 88x price to earnings or whatever the hell it is compared to the other ones is because he's actually building cool shit that people find interesting. Whereas they're saying like OpenAI and Anthropic have this like Silicon Valley doomerism, a tech elite vibe that people use, but it's not relatable to the average person. I want the physicality of seeing Elon go and launch these rockets and have somewhat like cost considerable or affordable cars that the average person can go and use. I mean, 40 grand is not Right. It's not the cheapest thing, but the way that car pricing is now, it's like a new car is like 30 grand no matter what. Right. So it's like kind of along the market. And so that he could go price this IPO and do it, because eventually, it's going to trickle down to the average person in some way, whether it's like the average person finds it inspiring to like kind of be like him, right? Or they actually get to use their products in one of the like billion-dollar companies that he has at this point in time. But yeah, from a trading perspective, I do not want to go anywhere close to that thing either. It is. I saw Wall Street Journal was like, it's posted an article today. Crypto traders are valuing it at 2.2 trillion. And you go into the comments and they're like, are these crypto traders in the room with us right now?
I mean, think of it. What's your upside? 1.5 trillion coming out the gates. What's your upside?
Yeah.
10 trillion, 100 trillion, bro.
I don't know.
Trillion's the new billion, bro. It's trillions, nothing now, man.
For me, what sucks is like I got nuked on the Coinbase IPO. I think it IPO'd at like $300 million. I don't think it's back to even 300 million. I thought that was for sure. Yeah, I got nuked on the Coinbase IPO.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll never touch an IPO ever again. Not sure.
That's saying a lot, man. That was like your thing.
A good lesson learned. You just know that's the majority of them. I think that was what was the outlier? Circle was an outlier, right? Where it didn't dump. It actually kept going up. And it was like, holy shit. This is one of those very rare ones that actually has a really nice run up after the IPO. Because it is not, as Chamath says, it's like IPOs are exit times.
Yep.
It's time to get the fuck out. Yeah.
Facts. It's facts.
So if you like it, like I probably like SpaceX, but you like it a lot more when it comes back to, I don't know,
80%.
700 million, 800 million. Yeah.
You get the Bitcoin candle down.
Yeah, 100%. Plus, you see those stats. It's made like 4,000 millionaires. Like, it's got like
those guys got to cash in somehow, right? It's like
it's got 10 billionaires and 400 like single millionaires in the Austin area. And so they said Austin's just going to go fucking berserk.
That makes sense.
Funny.
The question is like, does that money trickle to crypto? And does crypto always, at the bottom of a bear market, Bitcoin always decorrelates at some point and starts to go on the run on its own. And it is usually while everything else is like stagnated or going down. So the question is like, is this that opportunity? I saw OpenAI said they're going to IPO in 2027. So you have Anthropic probably in the next few months. And does any of that go to crypto? Does it decorrelate? Is a big question. Or does that money just go to cash and just sit there? I mean, from crypto standpoint, you're still waiting on the Clarity Act, which can always pass at any point in time. The Iran war, who the hell knows? But to me, it seems like crypto doesn't really care about their Iran war anymore. And I don't really know. I guess whatever the new narrative is, whenever somebody comes out with the next unicorn through Emblem Build, we'll take them out. We'll bring everyone into the bull market.
Bro, you saying OpenAI is 2027? I'm like,
that's what they said. They said that yesterday.
Fucking dead, dude. That dude needed to get his out first. He's gonna get his out last now. Dead, bro.
Beanie says right now, this is not a shell in any particular, but my gut tells me that we're close to the start of Solana gaming season.
Yeah.
So that's also good for Emblem Build, because it seems like half the products or apps people are making are like some sort of gaming product or gaming app.
I might be cooking up a GTA 6 gaming app.
Oh, fuck.
All right,
Sweet.
Let's wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up. We got shit to build. Appreciate everyone for joining us. We are cooking up some fun stuff here over the next, probably for June and July, doing a lot of coordination, insane amounts of coordination on the back end. So stay tuned, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Later.